Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Steins Gate Elite. Let's get right into it. Did she come to attend the lecture too? Strange. Why would the girl genius Makise Kurisu need to attend a lecture like this? Okay, my guess was a bit off. The girl genius didn't come to attend the lecture. Take a look at this dude and his hands. They look so fucked up. Not to mention the face. Japan's famous girl genius Makise Kurisu, who had her thesis published at the tender age of 17. Time machine wa jitsugen dekiru no darou ka? Is it possible to create a time machine? By Makise Kurisu. According to Daru, she turned 18 a few days ago. I first heard about her when Daru pointed her out in a gossip magazine article. The audience is pretty mixed. It's mostly students like us, but there's also a couple of professors. And Kurisu just gave me the stink eye. What did I do? When I stare back at her, she quickly looks away. I don't care if she's a genius or whatever. I still don't like her. She may have these people fooled with her timid girl act, but I learned at the Radicon how cunning and aggressive she really is. Even if her murder was some kind of hallucination, my judgment of her character is still correct.
今回、タイムマシンをテーマに話してほしいと言われまして、正直専門外なのですが、頑張って話してみようと思います。
ほう。タイムマシンか。
最初に結論を言ってしまうと、タイムマシンなんていうのはバカらしい代物だということです。
異議あり。タイムマシンが作れないと決めつけるのは早計だ。
オカリン、無茶しやがって。
An ATF staffer entered the room, ready to kick me out, but Kurisu stopped him. Perhaps I got too carried away.
まあ、はい、いいですよ。ディスカッション形式の方が話も弾むでしょうし。
Thanks to her proposal, the event staff refrained from escorting me out. She sounds a little pissed, but let's not mind that.
でもその前に、私の考えを話させてください。これまで世界中の科学者たちがタイムトラベルについての理論を提唱してきました。主な理論だけでも11に及びます。
What are the major theories of time travel? I've heard about the cosmic string theory at least.
中性子星理論、ブラックホール理論、高速理論。タキオン理論、ワームホール理論、エキゾチック物質理論、宇宙ひも理論、量子重力理論、セシウムレーザー光理論、素粒子リングレーザー理論、ディラック反粒子理論。
Dirac antiparticle theory. Ah yes, remember Dirac from Chaos Head? Basically, the main protagonist could summon things from the Dirac Sea. Not bad. Perhaps Makise Kurisu is a worthy rival after all.
でも、それらの理論はいずれも仮説の域を出ません。場合によっては、11個の中の別の理論によって否定されているものさえある。
では12番目の理論が発見されたとしたらどうかな。
そうですね。それは13番目の理論によって否定されるかもしれませんね。
Accursed girl. I didn't expect that she'd twist my question and use it against me. All of a sudden, I can feel everyone's eyes on me. It's risky to be conspicuous, so I probably shouldn't get too carried away.
ちなみに、未来へのタイムトラベルなら今すぐにでも可能ですよ。アインシュタインの相対性理論によればね。
Special theory of relativity. Ah, yes. Refers to both Einstein's special theory of relativity, published in 1905, and his general theory of relativity, published in 1916, represented by the famous equation energy equals mass squared, I guess. I don't know, I never learned this. The special theory of relativity is defined by the following axioms. Objects cannot travel faster than the speed of light. As velocity approaches the speed of light, the passage of time approaches zero. As velocity approaches the speed of light, length approaches zero. As velocity approaches the speed of light, mass approaches infinity. The general theory of relativity adds the following axioms. In the presence of a large gravitational field, the passage of time slows down. In the presence of a large gravitational field, space curves. In the presence of large gravitational fields, mass increases. I love this music, by the way.
例えば、今すぐ羽田空港に行って、そこから沖縄行きあたりの飛行機に乗ればいい。目的地に降り立った時、その人は10億分の1秒くらい私より未来に進んでいる。
What does it mean?
移動する速さが高速に近づけば近づくほど時間は遅く流れる。それが相対性理論ですから。極論を言えば、光と同じほどの速さで走ることができたら、流れる時間はその人だけ半分になるわけで、24時間その速度で走り続ければ、周囲では48時間が経ったことになるから、丸1日分未来へ飛んだことになるんですよ。法王院京馬さん。
Why are you singling me out? Yes, I wonder why.
では過去には行けるのかな。
過去にだって今すぐ行けますよ。夜になったら望遠鏡で空を覗いてみてください。何万年も前の光を見ることができるでしょ。
This is an interesting thing she starts to talk about. I like that, by the way. You can just look in the past. When you look up at the stars and you can see stars exploding, how exciting is that? Like you're literally looking at the past. How crazy is that to think about?
まあ、今までのは前置き。例えば実際に皆さんが体ごと過去や未来へ行くことができるようなタイムマシンを作るには、まず何が必要か考えてみましょう。代表的なところだと宇宙紐理論かワームホール理論かな。宇宙紐というのは超巨大な質量を持つ紐みたいな形のひび割れです。
A string-shaped crevice? That must be how they enter our universe. But do cosmic strings really exist?
ひびの幅は素粒子と同じぐらいで、長さは最低でも銀河系と同じくらいと思っていただければいいです。
Elementary particle, the smallest unit of matter. However, the definition of what constitutes an elementary particle is unclear. Certain elementary particles have a corresponding antiparticle with opposite charge.
これは巨大な質量であるがゆえに時空を歪める性質を持っているんです。その歪んだ時空を紐を中心にあなたがぐるっと一周すると360度以内で回りきることができる。 要するにワープみたいなことができるということ。これ時空の角度欠損って言います。角度欠損しているところを通過すると、そこは欠損しちゃってますので、通過時間は0になる。これを応用して宇宙紐が高速に近い速さで運動しているとき、相対性理論により宇宙紐の時間は周囲より遅くなるから、歪んでいる角度欠損の領域を通過すると、本来0だった通過時間がマイナスになる。つまり通過後の方が過去になっているわけで、2本の宇宙紐を使って空間欠損ジャンプを行い、元の地点まで周回するように戻ってくると、ちょうど周回を開始したのと同じ時間に戻ってくることができる。ざっくり言っちゃうと、それが宇宙紐理論によるタイムトラベルです。ちなみに誤解しないでほしいのは、宇宙紐理論は超紐理論とは別物ということです。
Super strings. In physics, the theory that all matter in the universe is composed of strings, the vibrations of which manifest as the elementary particles. This theory, which posits 11 dimensions, is currently impossible to prove experimentally. However, it is said that if this theory is proven, it will explain all phenomena from the birth and scope of the universe on the macro level, to elementary particles like quarks on the micro level. Man, all this shit is so interesting. No joke.
というわけで、宇宙紐理論で過去へ行くために用意するものは3つ。その1、宇宙紐。これは2つ必要です。ちなみに宇宙紐って生まれたばかりの宇宙にしかないという過程なので、探すのはかなり骨が折れるかも。その2、仮に宇宙紐を見つけてきたら、それを光に近い速さで運動させるためのエネルギーが必要です。銀河と同じ長さのひび割れを光並みに加速させるにはどのくらいのエネルギーがいるんでしょうね。少なくとも1.21 ジガワット以上なのは確かです。
1.21 gigawatts originates from a 1980s trilogy of Hollywood movies about time machines and time paradoxes. In the first movie, the inventor of the time machine said it needed to be 1.21 gigawatts of power to travel through time. In reality, the unit gigawatt does not exist. The script writer made a spelling mistake. The correct unit is gigawatt, or gigawatt, I guess. If you're well, I mean, how we're supposed to pronounce it, so yeah, it is gigawatt. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
その3、宇宙紐があるところまで行って戻ってくるための宇宙船。タイムトラベルする人はこれに乗らないといけません。どうです、法王院さん。宇宙紐理論でのタイムトラベル、挑戦できると思いますか？
Like that's even possible. And why the hell is she addressing me?
法王院さんは宇宙紐理論には挑戦したくないようですね。だったらもう一つ例に挙げたワームホール理論はどうです？こちらは宇宙紐理論よりはもうちょっと現実的かもしれません。ところで法王院さん、ワームホールってどんなものか知ってますか？
Since I've been challenged, though, I can't leave the question unanswered.
空間に開いた抜け道のようなものだろう？
ね、そうです。2つの穴があって、それはトンネルでつながっている。トンネルは通過時間0で通り抜けられる。2つの穴がどれだけ離れていてもね。だけどここで残念なお知らせ。ワームホールのトンネルは超重力がかかっていて、開通すると同時に潰れちゃいます。 だからかかる重力を無効化するために何らかの細工をしなくちゃダメなの。いわゆるエキゾチック物質。これはマイナスの重さを持つ物質で重力に反発するんです。
Negative mass, huh? Is it something that floats if you leave it on the ground? Maybe not. I can't even begin to imagine what it would be like.
こうやってむぎゅーっとグーを作ってる状態がワームホールのトンネルです。ここを通るためには手の中に私が握ろうとする力に反発する何かを作ってむぎゅーっとできなくしないとダメということですね。エキゾチック物質を注入してワームホールを安定させれば瞬間移動は可能になります。でもタイムトラベルをするにはそこからもう一手間必要。ここでは仮にワームホールの入り口側の穴がこの秋葉原に、出口側にある穴が LA にあるとしましょう。まず LA にある穴を光に近い速さで宇宙の果てまで飛ばしちゃってください。そして果てまで行ったらすぐに LA に引っ張り戻す。
How?
相対性理論により光の速さで動くと時間は遅く流れる。 LA に戻ってきた穴は秋葉原にある穴よりも過去にあるということになります。というわけでその状態で法王院さんがワームホールに飛び込んだら数年前の LA に行けるでしょう。でもこの時点ではまだタイムトラベルをしたことにはなりません。疑似的なタイムトラベルです。いわゆる浦島効果ね。
Urashima Koka. In special relativity, a phenomenon originating from the fact that time slows down as an object approaches the speed of light. For example, imagine that an astronaut travels to a nearby star and back at close to the speed of light. This trip might take a few years from the astronaut's perspective, but he would return to Earth to find that thousands of years had passed in his absence. This is such cool shit, bro. I love it.
重要なのはこの後 LA から秋葉原にもう一度ワームホールを通って戻ること。そうするとその通過時間はゼロなので、法王院さんは数年前の秋葉原に戻ってくるわけです。これでタイムトラベルは完了。
Oh, so you need to go through the black hole twice.
ワームホール理論に必要なものは宇宙紐より楽ですよ。その1、ワームホールそのもの。この宇宙のどこかにもしかしたらあるかもしれません。見つけた人はまだ誰もいませんが。その2、ワームホールの穴を光並みの速さで宇宙の果てまで往復させることのできるエネルギー。その3、エキゾチック物質。ちなみにこれ実在は確認されてません。
So implementation of either one would require a ridiculous amount of effort. And incorporating them into a time machine is even more untenable.
バカらしいと最初に言った理由は分かってもらえましたか？タイムトラベルの理論はどれも思考実験です。それらの理論からでは実際にタイムマシンを作ることはできないということ。それが私からの回答です。結局現代の物理学じゃそこが限界。10年後にはどうなってるか分かりませんが。それに仮にもっと簡単に過去へ行ける方法が発見されたとしても実際に行けるとは限らない。因果率に関する根本的な問題が解決されていませんから。
The principle of causality. A scientific and philosophical principle that states that every event has a cause, and it is by that cause that an effect is produced. The theory of relativity is founded upon this principle. However, quantum physicists have observed micro-scale phenomena that do not appear to obey the principle of causality.
タイムパラドックス、質量保存の法則。
The mass of the entire universe is constant. If a time machine traveled from the future to the past, there would be suddenly extra mass of the time machine and its pilot in the past. I remember reading in a book, not a terribly reputable book, but still, that such a violation of mass conservation would put the universe in danger. It didn't say what kind of danger, though.
質量保存の法則を宇宙のようなマクロレベル、あるいは原子や素粒子などのミクロレベルの仕組みに当てはめるのは誤りです。
What? Is that true? She's laughing at my reaction, that little... how mortifying.
あれは化学反応に対する法則でしかないから。現代物理学においては全く成立しない。
では何が問題となるのかね。
タイムパラドックスはタイムパラドックスでも、親殺しのパラドックスの方です。
Oh, that thing where you kill your own ancestors before you were born?
そのパラドックスの解が導き出されない限り、タイムトラベルは実現できない。絶対に。
Well, wouldn't multiple world lines be like a thing then? Like, hey, you killed your own father, so in this world you would never exist. But in the timeline you return to, if you would return, that would have never happened because you're living in a different timeline, right?
殺さなければいいんじゃないの？
そんな単純な問題じゃありません。SF 映画と同じように考えるのはとても危険です。あなたが消えるだけじゃ済まされない。
Really? It doesn't seem that dangerous.
矛盾が生じることは因果律の崩壊、相対性理論の崩壊、さらにはこの世のすべての物理法則の崩壊を意味するのよ。パラドックスは理論上の思考実験に過ぎない。現実に起きることはないし、起きてはいけないことなんです。だからたとえ 0.00001% でも起きる可能性のあるどんな行動も絶対に実行には移せない。そう考える方が自然じゃないですか？
Yep, sure.
多世界解釈や自己無矛盾の原理っていう抜け道もありますが、個人的にはファンタジーすぎると思うので認めたくないですね。
I grind my teeth. Looks like I have no choice but to concede. Makisu Kurisu truly is a genius. I ended up listening to all of Kurisu's lecture at ATF. After the two time travel theories she introduced at the beginning, she explained the rest with equal eloquence. She seemed a little nervous at first, but that quickly changed as she spoke. By the end, it was an impressive lecture, so impressive that you wouldn't think it was by an 18-year-old's first time. She did well to respond to my malicious questions with sarcasm. She's got guts. I guess she ate one of those burgers, right? In Shibuya? Wait, why am I praising her? Leaving that aside, I saw Makise Kurisu dead. And yet she is alive. My memories don't mesh with reality. And not just my memories of Kurisu, but also my conversations with Mayuri. Daru too. Everything that happens in this reality stands in stark opposition to the world I remember. Everything would be solved if I just told myself that what I saw was a dream, an illusion. It never happened. By the time I had snapped out of my internal monologue, Daru had wandered off. So be it. I need to focus on finding a way to discover the true cause of my contradicting memories anyway. This leaves me with no choice. I arrive at the Yanabayashi shrine. I need to get exercised. I seriously doubt that the Makisukurisu at ATF was a ghost. Regardless, it's natural to seek an exorcism after such an experience. I am Japanese, it's in our blood. Yanabayashi Shrine is located on the other side of Kanda River. To find it, enter the first side road after crossing Manseibashi Bridge. It's a very small shrine that doesn't fit with the surrounding multi-tenant buildings. Kanda Myojin is the more famous shrine in Akiba, but I deliberately chose this one. There are two girls standing in front of the main building. This music is fucking awesome, dude. One is Mayuri, and the other is a docile-looking beauty wearing a traditional Miko attire. Shrine maidens, priestesses in the Shinto religion. Miko typically dress in a white kimono with a red hakama, or a skirt. Their role is to assist priests with performing rituals and events. Urashibara Luka, the chief priest's son. Lovely in every way, but he's a guy.
Okabe-san, konnichiwa.
We met when I rescued him from some aggressive photographers in Akiba's pedestrian heaven. Some neighborhoods of Tokyo, such as Akihabara, close major streets on busy shopping days. This effectively turns the street into one big sidewalk, facilitating pedestrian access. It also so happens that Lukako and Mayuri are classmates. I learned that fact after I had gotten to know him.
用途サミダレはちゃんと使っているのか？
はい。
精神ざんまりを極めさえすれば、お前は己の内にある邪悪な炎に焼かれずに済む。
Demon Sword Samidare might be an imitation sword, but that is only the form it takes to hide from the world. When one worthy to wield it appears, it unleashes its true power.
Okabe-sanには感謝しています。
俺は岡部ではない。
オカリンだよ。ごめんなさい、京馬さん。
分かればいいのだ。では合言葉を。
エルブサイコンガリュウ？
だ
違う、コンガリュウではなくコングルーだ。
エルブサイコングルー。これでいいですか？
Lukako smiles happily as I nod.
ありがとうございます。美しい師弟関係だね。マユシーは不女子じゃないけど、ちょっとドキドキしてきちゃうよ。
Fujoshi? A term for a female otaku with a particular interest in yaoi, or works of fiction that depict homosexual relationships between men. Does not apply to female otaku in general. This is true. Don't call your standard run-of-the-mill female otaku a fujoshi. That's gonna be a bad deal. Also, that's a lot of corn. A huge supply of fish comes from my chocolate starfish. What?
まゆりちゃん、変な想像しないで。
Jeez. Though we do have a master-disciple relationship.
それでなぜマユリはここにいる？
ルカ君に会いに来たんだよ。来月のコミマでライネットのキラリちゃんコスをしてほしいってずっと頼んでるのにちっとも OK してくれないんだよ。
Let's read him. What do we got here? Kirari-chan, fictional, the heroine of Rainet Kakeru. Her full name is Nishimura Kirari. She is a smart and athletic girl in the 5th grade. She is also cute and has a good personality. Basically the perfect girl. Passionate about fashion, hates mushrooms. I'm sure I'm missing a really obvious reference here, but I'm afraid I just can't give it to you guys. I really can't. Kobima. Fictional, Comic Giga Market, a massive otaku event held twice a year at Tokyo Big Sight. Every Komima, thousands of artists gather to sell their creations, which range from erotic manga based on popular anime to original figures, music, and games. The next Komima will be held on August 15th. Fun fact, Komi-ket is the actual thing they're talking about here, pretty much. And there's a funny joke in here that's kind of hidden, like market. So this one is called Komi-ma instead of Komi-ket for market. It's subtle, but it's cute. I like it.
だってコスプレするなんて僕恥ずかしいよ。
でもルカ君は絶対似合うと思うんだ。こんな可愛い子が女の子のはずがないって大人気になるよ。ねえ、しようよ、コスプレデビュー。
Someone this cute can be a girl. It is an unwritten rule to use this phrase whenever you see someone who looks like a cute girl but is either of unspecified gender or actually a boy. This expression is also used sarcastically with boyish-looking girls. Tomboys are the best. No gay, no homo. Mayuri's hobby is making costumes. She's made at least 30 so far, but it's rare for her to wear one herself. Instead, she seems to get her kicks out of seeing some other people wear them. And it looks like she's chosen Lukaku as her next target.
それよりルカ子よ、俺がこの神社を訪ねたのは他でもない。お祓いを頼みたいのだが、やってもらえないだろうか。
お祓いですか？だったらお父さんに。
いや、そこまで大げさにしなくていい。気休めでいいのだ。
That's why I came here instead of Kanda Shrine.
というわけで、例のあれを持ってこい。
例のあれと言いますと、
お祓いと言ったらあれに決まっている。正式な名称はわからんが、棒に白い紙がふさふさとついていて、神主がわさわさと振るやつだ。
今のオカリンの説明、ゆとりっぽいね。
Quite a shock to hear that from Mayuri.
俺に取り付いた悪霊が。沈まれ悪霊よ、急げルカ子。このままでは俺は乗っ取られる。
そんな、岡部さんしっかりしてください。
俺は岡部さんではない。
すいません、京馬さん。でも僕どうしたら。
お祓いを急げ。この前教えた通りにやればいい。
はい。
頼む。悪霊を俺の中から追い出してくれ。
Reason tells me he's a guy, but his lovely appearance makes me feel guilty, like I made a frail girl cry. The voice of a girl, the mannerisms of a girl, more feminine than any girl I know. But he's a guy, taller than mighty, yet oh so slender. But he's a guy. Looks stunning in Miko robes. But he's a guy. It's almost evening. It's still hot as hell outside. But he's a guy.
大丈夫だ。悪霊は去ったようだ。よくやったな、ルカ子。
With a sigh of relief, I offer Lukako my thanks.
お役に立ててよかったです。
Lukako gave us some corn on the cob, and Mayuri and I left Yanabayashi Shrine. Though this corn was originally sent to Lukako's home, Lukako offered to share it with the lab after it proved to be too much for his family to eat. We truly owe Luka for providing us with these valuable supplies. Still fired up after Lukako's exorcism, Mayuri swung her bag of corn about like a sword. Not that I could blame her. I was excited myself. We tried taking a shortcut, but found our path blocked off. Konosaki torinuki kinshi, Akihabara Keisatsu. Well, that roughly translates to prohibited to go beyond this point, Akihabara Police Station. Reasonable, I suppose, given that the bridge led to Radikan. With our progress halted, Mayuri takes out her pocket watch to check the time. It's a very old watch. Not the sort you'd expect a high school girl to carry. Its name is Pockety. Ever since elementary school, Mayuri has carried Pockety with her everywhere. It's her most important treasure. If she's concerned about the time, it must mean she has to go to work soon. Without saying a word, I extend my hand to Mayuri, offering to take the corn back to the lab myself.
ありがとう。じゃあ、マユシーはこれからバイトだからもう行くね。
マユリ、お前はあの時ラジカンで男の悲鳴を聞いたよな。
悲鳴？それっていつのこと？
今日の昼だ。
聞いてないかな。
そうか。わかった。だったらいい。
変なオカリ。
I returned to the lab to see a large, fearsome man standing out front. He's the workshop's manager, actually the owner of this whole building, Tennoji Yugo. I call him Mr. Brown. It's a fitting name for someone who loves brown tubes. No sooner had he caught my attention than an unfamiliar woman jumped out from the brown tube workshop.
Oh.
あれ？
Who's this? What sort of woman greets people like that?
天音鈴葉です。
And after that nightmare of a greeting, she just introduces herself. Such bold behavior. Could she be an organization spy?
ああ、バイトの面接したいって子な。
バイトの面接だとこんな若い女性がこの新規臭くておしゃれ感ゼロで繁盛もしておらずむさいおっさんが店長のブラウン管工房にバイト希望だというのか。
おめえ、来月から2階の家賃1000円増しな。
俺は事実を言ったまでですよ。もっとも部外者が口を出す問題ではないが、しかしブラウン管工房がバイトを募集していたとはな。この暇さではその必要性を全く感じないのだが。
ああ、それは私が電話で無理って頼んだんです。最初は断られたんだけどさ、店長さんにどうしてもお願いしますって。
年は
18。
Same as me.
なんでうちで働きたいんだ。
ブラウン管が好きだから。
採用、明日から来い。
それでいいのか。というかこれはコントか、もしかして仕込みか。
ありがとう店長さん。ところでさ、君は誰？
俺のな、聞きたいというのか。いや、やめておけ。それを知ることでお前にも最悪が降りかかるかもしれん。これまでも多くの人が俺の名を知ったことで機関に狙われた。アメリカのサラ、イタリアのクラウディア、フランスのシモン。これ以上誰かを危険な目に遭わせるわけには。
The voice acting is so good in this. I love Kyoma. His voice, like his voice acting is just off the charts, dude. Chamon in France.
おい、アホな妄想してんじゃねえよ。このバカ男は2階に間借りしてる岡部倫太郎ってんだ。
岡部ではない。俺は法院。
うるせえ。家賃さらに1000円上乗せするぞ。
岡部倫太郎だ。
He just cracks immediately.
君を狙ってるその期間ってのが何なのかわかんないけど、もし困ってんなら私に相談して。岡部倫太郎、そういうの慣れてるからさ。
は？
Stuff like what?
場合によっては手段を選ばず痛めつけてやることも可能だし。
ミスター・ブラウン、彼女は採用しない方がいいと思う。
ああ、物騒だな。騒ぎ起こしたらクビにするからな。そもそもその期間なんたらは岡部の創作だから本気にすんな。
創作？
せいぜいそう思ってるがいいさ。
そういうのが流行ってんだ。勉強になったよ。
But someday the world will kneel before me. That was a weak one. Okay, that was even worse. I'm gonna stop. After I make it back to the lab, I lug the broken TV down to the brown tube workshop for repairs. The sign on the door says closed, but I know from past experience not to take it at face value. Sure enough, I see Mr. Brown in his workshop relaxing with a cup of tea.
おう、どうした岡部。
どうしたもこうしたもないですよ。あなたからもらったテレビが壊れた。
おめえ、俺のブラウン管を乱暴に扱いやがったな。 愛が足りねえんだよ、愛が。
A muscle-bound bald guy talking about love. It sends shivers down my spine.
修理をお願いしたい。最優先だ。
相変わらず変な話し方だな、おめえって。
I see no sign of Suzuha Amane, the woman from earlier, inside the shop. So, was she here? Or is this a different timeline? Just kidding. What I do see are CRT screens everywhere. The haphazard layout makes them seem like junk, but they're all functional, according to Mr. Brown. He's got a full range of both old and new. Some of them are probably older than me. There are even some flat screens and HD CRTs that came out just before LCDs took the market.
ああ、これは多分基板のハンダ浮きだな。直せろぜ。
そうですか。ではよろしく。
待ってろ。見積もり書作ってやる。
金を取るのか？
当たり前だろ。払わねえつもりだったのか。
このテレビはあなたからもらったものだぞ。
だからなんだよ。アフターサービスまでタダでやってやるとは言ってねえぜ。
おのれ。自分の間近のオンボロを押し付けておいて、その言い草とは。
うるせえな。だったら人ってやってもいいんだぞ。家電リサイクル法で回収費ももらうけどな。
横暴だぞ。人類史の未来を変えるやもしれぬ男からたかろうとは。
それ誰のことだ？
In Belgium, it's actually you pay the safe disposal fee when you buy something. As weird as that is, so every shop is actually obliged to take your shit. You're not supposed to dump like 50 kilograms of it in one store, but like loose parts. But you can drop your old TV, for example, in a sales point for new TVs.
俺のことに決まっているでしょ。
歯磨いて寝ろよガキ。そもそも2階をただ同然で貸してやってるこの俺にそういうこと言うとはいい度胸だな。
修理代は弾もう、ミスター・ブラウン。
I managed to talk him into giving us a temporary replacement. That word fucked up. Replacement TV in exchange for the repair fee, and carry it back to the lab. New message. Oh, it's from Mighty. Should I reply? Don't sell it. Upa is super popular. Even more popular than the hero Kakeru-kun. And they're so cute, I want to collect them all. It's like how you used to collect black gloves, remember? What? Black fingerless gloves? I want to learn more. Indeed, but you must never speak of that to anyone else. It was necessary to seal the abomination lying dormant in this right arm of mine. There, that should do it. Well, okay. Once it got dark, I started looking for more information on the mass disappearance phenomenon and Makise Kurisu's stabbing. I searched through a number of news sites, only to turn up nothing. So, were those hallucinations after all? Oh, I'm not reading all of this, I'm sorry. Well, I mean all this text, fuck that. It actually says @channel. While I was looking at @channel, I noticed that a thread was posted by a John Titor. Hey, that's interesting. Wait, John Titor is back? John Titor appeared on an American BBS 10 years ago, claiming to be a time traveler. He claimed to have traveled from the year 2036 in order to obtain an old computer, the IBM 5100. His claim started quite a storm among the BBS denizens. Yeah, they're obviously talking about IBM. An American computer company. Not only do they develop and sell hardware and software, they also offer service and consolation to enterprises. In recent years, they have made the latter their main focus. IBM invented floppy disks and hard drives. Titor also made several accurate if fragmentary predictions of future events. The start of the Iraq War and the spread of the Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, for example. The Dolakoe-ziekte. Another name for bovine spongiform encephalopathy. Hello, I fucked it up. Bovine spongiform encephalopathy. Encephalopathy. Okay, I can't say it. I just can't do it, Captain. I don't have the power. BSE, commonly known as mad cow disease, but only used in the case of human infection. Early symptoms include memory loss, abnormal movements, personality changes, dementia, and muscle stiffness. In severe cases, the patient may waste away for 1 to 2 years before dying of respiratory paralysis or other complications. Eek. Yikes. To prove he was far from the future, he explained the principle behind his time machine and provided pictures of its operation manual. But after about 4 months, he disappeared without ever revealing his identity. At one point, his predictions gained popularity even in Japan. Yes, he certainly did get some things right, but on the other hand, he missed several others. Some of his posts contradicted each other too. That's why, to this day, most people doubt his authenticity as a time traveler. So after 10 years of silence, that same John Titor is now on a Japanese BBS? Ridiculous. It's obviously a troll. On the internet, the post controversial opinions or false information for the purpose of provoking a reaction. In Japanese, a troll is actually called arashi. Thought that was cool to let you guys know that. First of all, John Titor is American, yet now he's posting on our channel in Japanese. Oh boy. This is going to be a long one. This is very long. Yeah. How am I gonna go about this? We're just gonna read a few more, and there's about 600 posts in here. You can't scroll up, by the way. 292 is the one you start at. Time machine, get me out of here. Get out of here, I mean. TLDR, too long, didn't read. I'm going to label which posts are actually interesting with a timestamp so you guys can find them. So I think we're only gonna have time for a few more to read these, but let's get started. It's a time paradox. And don't talk smack about the cat-type robot. John Titor, I don't expect you to believe that I came from the year 2036. I see that everyone on this world line would like to know more about my time machine. Time travel technology was developed by CERN. They completed the first time machine in 2036. Let's scroll through these. Do they sell time machines? How much do they cost? I've got about 100 million yen saved. Can you send me one? What's a world line? Holy shit, I want to redo my life with a time machine. Give up the act. CERN, huh? Haven't heard that one before. Still, if you wish to start a conspiracy theory, you should present more detailed evidence. So what are you? Or who are you? A CERN insider? I hear conspiracy. Yeah, 3 misses. Why put this on CERN in the first place? It's not like there's some evil lab. They've never even officially announced that they were researching time travel, unless you're saying their particle physics works somehow morphed time into time travel stuff. Wait, let me reread that one. Unless you're saying that particle physics works somehow morphed into time travel stuff. Yeah, I can't assess this properly. How am I supposed to keep abreast of the situation when this perv is making things up? Where is CERN? Is anyone even funding time travel research? Just Google CERN, dude. Sex, ecstasy, roofies, narcotics, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. The Human Nullification Project via Time Machine. copied and pasted from Wikipedophilia. Ooh. Also known as the Society for European Nuclear Research, the name CERN is an acronym for the French Société Européenne pour la Recherche Nucléaire. It is the world's largest particle physics research facility located just outside of Geneva, Switzerland. It sits on the border of France and Switzerland and contains banks, libraries, post offices, and even dorms on its campus. Particle physicists from all over the world gather at CERN to conduct experiments. In addition, CERN currently employs several thousand full-time personnel. Seems more like a city than a research facility. More people there than in my hometown. It's a research facility where they study particles with the LHC and stuff. Since it's led by Europe, there aren't any Americans there, but there should be a Japanese research team. A Large Hadron Collider. Wasn't this huge news on MewTube a few years back? Something about CERN creating a black hole that was going to devour the Earth. Were they trying to make a time machine? How the fuck do you know this shit? What does LHC mean? Large Hentai Collection. Large Hadron Collider. But CERN faced lawsuits in the West, and are not completely in the clear either. I googled the LHC and damn, that thing is cool. It's like a rocket engine straight out of a sci-fi flick. It's built 100 meters underground along the French-Swiss border. It's 27 kilometers in length, about the length of a Yamanote line. Where'd Titor go anyway? They're talking about him not being in the tread anymore for a second. Plus, the accelerators inside the rings are in vacuum, right? I don't really get it, but it sounds cool. What does it actually even accelerate? I mean, they'd be dealing with quantum teleportation, right? And modern sci-fi always talking about micro-level stuff to macro-level to develop time machines or teleporters. And as a basis from reality too. The microscopic world can provide hints as to how to solve our macro problems. Not that I'm trying to back up John Titor or anything, baka. Behold, I am John Titor, time travel from the year 2036, explosions. No way, dude. The humans will be exterminated. Will the Earth be destroyed? Ah, here's a post. CERN has a monopoly on time machines. Not even the most powerful nations on Earth can acquire one, to say nothing of private citizens. CERN used their time machine for power. By 2036, the world has become a dystopia. There is no war, no conflict. However, that is a false peace founded on the complete eradication of liberty. What does LOL mean? Why did you come to this time? Was the Akira satellite crash your doing? Get trip code. What does it feel like to time travel? Wait, like the quantum gravity theory? The one that's supposed to every phenomenon from the micro to the macro layout. So the Shibuya earthquake was Titor's doing. Here's a Chaos Head reference. The earthquake in Shibuya that took a lot of lives in Chaos Head. Destroy all monopolies. I think a false peace is better than nothing. Conflict yields nothing but death. What if Titor is the real perpetrator behind the Nugent murders? Can we just blame everything on Titor at this point? All the misfortune in the world, my stomach ache, everything? Is time travel established as a legit business by 2036? If so, it wouldn't be unreasonable to assume that many other time travelers have visited our time. There may be more threads about coming into contact with them online. Sorry for time traveler, what's the weather going to be like tomorrow in Hokkaido? Namaste, I hope I can start landing leading roles by 2036. You know how UFOs are real? What if they're time travelers? Looking for a time traveler's wife? Titor made it clear. Those who control time control the world. So if I changed the channel on my TV, would that change something in the year 2036? I actually wake up at the morning and take a shower and wonder if me taking a shower changed my timeline for that day, or like my entire future. Honestly, in my head, a dystopian world is one where anime is regulated. Eesh. A genetic mutation makes it so only male children are born. How about that for a dystopia? Oof. Has Araki aged at all? Has Togashi started releasing new chapters again? Well, they're talking about... Oh, shit. Fuck. Phone call. Hold on. Okay, one phone call later. Has Araki aged at all? They're talking about the creator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and there's a recurring meme where he seems like he doesn't age at all. Look photos up of the man. There's even a meme on Google, easily findable. Just Google it, dude. And then Togashi, that's a sad story, man. They're talking about the Yoshihiro Togashi, who is the creator of the much loved Hunter x Hunter manga, and actually lesser known in current day and age, Yu Yu Hakusho. The joke here is that Togashi has gotten sick way back in the day, like in around 2004 or 5, and he stopped writing for the longest time, and well, hiatuses abound everywhere. Just look him up. He's also married to the creator of Sailor Moon, I believe. Let's go. I want all these comments to be done, and we've got about 300 to scroll to in this video. The Lord of Terror is descending upon us, mark my words. I figured time machines were like way off in the future. What's the international situation looking like? Does Japan even still exist? I somehow think Russia's gonna have the same president. Oh, here we go. My head's spinning from all of your questions. I don't know where to start. I'll just try to explain as much as I can. I'll start by talking about the experience of time travel. A successful trip requires a great deal of G-force, normally about 2 Gs. When you begin, a gravitational field is generated around both the time machine and the passenger. Things are practically pitch dark when you're traveling through time, but you can see some rainbow-colored particles floating around. Because you travel in a vacuum, longer trips require you to have oxygen tanks at the ready. At full power, it takes about 1 hour to travel 10 years. Wow, that's a cool Space Odyssey reference. Years per hour, slower than I hoped. I mean, that's pretty good, right? Dealing with 2 Gs for 1 hour, all while in a vacuum, sounds pretty stressful for the passenger. I came here to change my present. In other words, your future. My mission is to destroy CERN's dystopia and restore freedom to the world. This is a wonderful time you're living in. Everyone is free. But you will lose it all in just 20 short years. It is vitally important that you understand what the future has in store. What is trip code? I might get one if you tell me what it is. Yeah, they're talking about this thing. You said only CERN has time machines. You have a time machine. That must mean you are working for CERN. Therefore, your goal can't be to destroy CERN's dystopia. You're a fraud. How can CERN take over the world in just 20 years? Look at the Middle East. You've been reading too much manga if you think you can get those guys to stop killing each other. I've seen movies where changing the past significantly changes the future. What if the future goes through some catastrophic change because you decided for your own personal reasons to change the past? I want the LHC to collide me with a cute girl. Oh, here's a YouTube link, I guess. I should try it. My time machine is more like a prototype that was created based on technology that we stole from CERN. Its capabilities are limited. To put 2036 in a nutshell, basically, Earth is being ruled by a dictatorship. The dictatorship strictly regulates humanity without giving them any privacy. Everything from what we eat, where we live, and even who we marry are automatically decided for us. Anybody who opposes the dictatorship will be killed mercilessly. There are no trials. Are you saying that CERN is a dictator? Do you even know what kind of organization CERN is? So if we find his dad and kill him, then this time traveler will never be born and we won't have to listen to this bullshit. Can you meet your past self by time traveling? Call him a robber, but being able to engineer a time machine is pretty impressive. If there are no trials, then the world's liars have no jobs. The sin controlling all of humanity. If they regulate what you eat, I imagine obesity is over. Can you hear the thunder? He said they automatically choose who you marry, but I wonder what kind of algorithm they use. This is a very interesting one. The theory is that even if a black hole is produced, it will be too small and will immediately vaporize. Google Hawking radiation. Only conspiracy theorists doubt that. Ooh. I think we have a dystopia, the opposite of a utopia. For example, a completely regulated society in which most people are denied privacy and freedom. John Titor, a self-proclaimed time traveler from 2036 who appeared on an American internet message board in November 2000. The internet went into an uproar, flooding the board with questions and debate. Titor posted pictures of his time machine and control manual. as well as diagrams illustrating time machine mechanics. He also disclosed information about near-future events, time travel physics, history intervention, the multiverse, timelines, and world lines. And then, 4 months after his appearance, he left a comment saying, "I will be leaving this world line shortly and this will be my final post," and disappeared. Let's see what else we got here. CERN. Yeah, we've read this before. Yep, I think that's about it. Yeah, Hawking radiation, okay. Okay, this one is interesting. If they're gonna distribute rations, I'd rather just have all my nutrition injected. What a piece of junk. But what are the assigned games in anime? Okay, this is another interesting one. You said Time Machine has limited capabilities, but how does it differ from the original? I just read it on the wiki, but is it true that CERN created HTML, HTTP, and the World Wide Web? Yep, a CERN engineer invented the internet. If they still insist on regulating humans, does that mean robots are still underdeveloped in 2036? Ever hear about the plague? It's knocking them out by the billions. Yeah. Tell me about it. You're talking about the so-called grandfather paradox that has been debunked. This world line has a divergence of 0.5711024% compared to the world line I came from. Killing my father would alter divergence, creating a world line where my father is dead. However, it would not erase this world line. It would go on existing, and I would go on existing. CERN is a particle physics research institution that hasn't changed in 2036. It is possible to meet your past self. The prevailing theory in my time is that nothing would happen. I, however, haven't met my past self. Damn, that's awesome. I do not feel to prove that I am what I say I am. I am only posting these messages on a whim. My mission comes first. What are world lines? Can you meet yourself from another world line? What happens if you do? Oh yeah, a trip code is to identify posters. Put that hashtag password after your name. We're almost there, guys. Time Traveler, New Gen Criminal, Dreams of World Domination. Cool reference. Otaku love cats because they're nerds in there. It's true. John Tida. Remember when I said I came from the year 2036? That was a lie. The Arnold reference. Remember, Sully, when I said I'd kill you last? I lied. How do you measure the world line divergence rate? This is an interesting question. Schrodinger's cat is the most famous quantum theory paradox. To put it simply, if you have a box with a cat, a poison gas emission device, and radium, a radioactive substance, when the radium releases alpha particles, a sensor will go off and release the gas, and the cat will die. Say that after an hour there is a 50% chance that the alpha particles will be released. That means the ratio of finding the cat dead versus alive after opening the box after an hour has passed is 1:1. Then what of the cat before opening the box? Einstein says that even without opening the box and verifying it, the cat is either alive or dead. It's true. Well, we're getting there. Designed his thought experiment to disprove quantum mechanics, kind of backfired on him. Someone already mentioned this in the thread, but there are currently two different ways of interpreting the Schrodinger's cat experiment, the Copenhagen interpretation and the Everett interpretation. The many worlds interpretation is tied to the latter. Copenhagen interpretation. Contrary to the determinism concept posed by Einstein, the Copenhagen interpretation is one that takes a quantum theory approach. It says that the cat is both alive and dead until the box is opened, whereby the two states become either one or the other as soon as an observation occurs. Once the box is opened and a cat is observed to be alive, it is retroactively determined that the cat was alive before the box was opened. If the cat is dead, it would be determined that the cat was dead before the box was opened. This is some bullshit. Come on, man. Who believes this shit? Why would... Yeah, whatever. I'm no quantum physicist, alright? The many worlds interpretation. The concept of the observer who found the cat alive in the box and the observer who found the cat dead in the box are superpositioned and then separated. It's called the Everett interpretation because a man named Hugh Everett thought of it. It's also called the Everett-Wheeler model. I like that one a lot better. Wheeler came up with the term black hole, you know. I just can't wrap my head around the Copenhagen interpretation where the cat being alive or dead is determined retroactively. Yeah, me neither. That's what kills me here. So it's like everything I believed has totally been rewritten. Is this even possible? Yeah, that's another thing. Like, is your past being rewritten as you're experiencing it? What the hell, dude? Dude, if you're being superpositioned, does it mean there's like another me bursting out of me? Okay, we got Tripfang, John Titor. World lines are like an infinite number of rivers flowing in parallel. Along the way, there are constantly branching out into new world lines. This is called divergence. For example, whether or not you post on this message board has practically no effect on this world line divergence. But if you were murdered, let's say, then divergence would change. However, it would only change by about 0.000002%, if that. A single human being's death is not terribly significant on a global scale. Wars, disasters, acts of terrorism, and other events that cause widespread death and destruction have a much greater effect on divergence. Thanks for telling me about trip codes, and make sure to use one. I'm starting to get tired. Let's pick up again tomorrow. It's been fun talking to anyone. Like the flesh is all messed up and slimy, and you're all ripply on the surface? Ah! Haha! This one's interesting. Remember the gel bananas? So would that mean that the bananas were, you know, superpositioned? Like Akira. Whew. Alright, man. We're gonna save it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this somewhat long episode. Until next time, thank you for watching. Stay safe out there is what I wanted to say. Bye, everyone.